Rocco, thanks very much for taking the time. You could have gone in many different directions as a potential football owner. Just give us a little overview of your background and why Fiorentina.
Well, first of all, let me start by saying soccer's been in my veins since I was born, right? Growing up in southern Italy at a very young age when we didn't have a ball other than the balls made out of rags and underwears. And why Fiorentina? For one reason or another, I wanted to get involved, and largely because of my heritage of getting involved in Italian soccer.
Fiorentina are a club with great history and tradition. I believe it's where the sport of calcio was invented, right in the city of Florence. What's your vision for the future of Fiorentina moving forward?
Unfortunately, Fiorentina hasn't won much recently. And under the old ownership, no trophies were brought home. As you probably might have read, I bought Fiorentina in the shortest period of time in the history of soccer, in less than 2.5 weeks between letter of intent, signing and closing, which was done in the same day, signing and closing. I decided to move fast because I've been following the opportunity of buying Fiorentina for over 3 years.
Looking at the future, I mean, there's an established power order in Italy, Juventus, Napoli, the two Milans, the two Rome teams. Can Fiorentina be a part of that mix? Can
Absolutely. You know, whether it could be done this year or in the short run, I don't know. Okay, my expectations, as I already told the Florentines, is, you know, Rocco never overpromises. You know, I'd rather be the other way around. I would like to underpromise and overdeliver.
Talking of the Fiorentines, the fine citizens of Florence, how have you been received by the fans so far?
My whole life I've gone to stadiums, you know, to cheer other people, right? Principally the players, right? Never in a million years would I have thought that I would get to the city of Florence and on the first day, you know, 8,000 people would show up. And so it was a pretty emotional moment for me. It was a moment that I did not expect. From everywhere that I go, I must have taken, 2,000 selfies? And that's all new to me. And I think everyone in Florence understands that I work very hard. Okay, I take very few vacations, and I'm there for them.
On that subject, did you have any apprehension about that, given the experiences of other overseas owners?
Yeah, look, I mean, I like to think I'm different, only because, you know, I was born in Italy. I'm not an American, Italian-American, you know, going to the Italian market. And I grew up with the game. You know, I can't speak for other people, but I grew up with the game of soccer, okay? So, as I said earlier, you know, soccer's in my veins.
When a new owner comes in, fans are often interested in new players immediately. What sort of caliber of player do you think Fiorentina may be interested in down the road? Is there a chance we could see the likes of a Batistuta or a Roberto Baggio or even a Luca Toni?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but not the first objective, okay? Not today. So I just want to make sure that the expectations are reasonable. But the people Firenze and the people that follow Fiorentina should know that, you know, the team of people that I surrounded myself with, you know, we're doing everything we can to become successful. Now, it may take longer than a day, may take longer than a month, you know, but over time we aspire to get back to where we always used to be, one of the seven sisters of Italian soccer.
Talking of assets, you have a great young player in the shape of Federico Chiesa. He's already broken through big time in Serie A and with the Azzurri. How do you handle an asset like that, given his potential value in the transfer market?
You know, I'm not going to make out of Chiesa my Roberto Baggio, okay? Back in the 90s, early 90s, you know, Roberto Baggio was sold to Juventus. And I don't want to see that happening to my club on the day that I become the owner of the club, all right? So I'm going to do everything I can to retain Chiesa, at least for another year, into the Fiorentina, okay? I think it's very, very important that I set, you know, not only the rules, okay, that I plan to implement in my new club, but also set, you know, this phenomenal young man, Chiesa, you know, as one of the bandiera of the Fiorentinas that we could build around him.
Given the different business perspective you could possibly bring as a US investor in Italy. Do you think, Rocco, you can bring a new business perspective to Serie A?
Well, foremost is the Premier League, which is the pinnacle of success in worldwide soccer. I mean, the revenues of Premier League, almost 3 times the revenues of Serie A. And why? The English language, I understand it. Now, I know that the English people think they invented the game of soccer, but Italy's got more World Cups than England, all right?
Thank you.
All right? I just want you to know that.
Thank you for reminding me.
So we have a history that's just as good as anybody else, and we suffer from the infrastructure and we suffer from the language difference. But it would be my dream, not just for Fiorentina, for the entire Serie A, to bring it up to the level that it belongs.
Now, you are here with your team in the United States preparing for the ICC, the International Champions Cup, which gets underway here in Chicago. What does it mean to Fiorentina to be involved in the tournament?
Well, look, we closed on, forget the day, Thursday or Friday, right? And within one day, Charlie called me up, right? And we signed the deal because the way it happened, Roma had to pull away because of their obligations to European championships. And Charlie is a friend, right? And a great guy, right? Called me up and says, Rocco, you want to take their place? And I didn't even ask for the obligations, the money, and so on. That was secondary to me. It was absolutely, And I took down the chance, and here we are. We closed our deal on June 6th, and less than a month and a half, I have Fiorentina in this phenomenal country that it's been my home, right? Where it's given me the opportunities that I've received. So I'm so proud. Besides the game in Chicago and the game in Charlotte, that's going to be held this weekend, right? And then in New York on Wednesday the 24th, right? At Red Bull Arena. I expect to have a lot of purple and a lot of Viola, a lot of purple in English in the stands at Red Bull Arena, which makes me very, very, very proud. As the only guy, really, the only immigrant that has invested, in Italian soccer, to be able to bring it back to the U.S. and the world center of everything.